Exposed. Written by Suzana Thompson. Narrated by Lauren Sweet. Chapter 18. Those 3 days were the most amazing, most memorable of my life. Experiencing the concert, giving Zoe a perfect day with the added bonus of me getting to spend it with Alice, telling Mason that I loved him, and getting that thrilling reaction from him, and being woken on Sunday by a phone call from him.
Tell me last night wasn't a dream. I woke up fucking happy, Ella. Like in some damn movie.
The happiness was bubbling up inside me as his voice instantly brought me out of my sleepy state. "Mason," I exclaimed like a little kid. "You're calling me," I gushed happily.
I know it's early, but I couldn't wait. I needed to hear your voice and know it was real. That last night really happened.
"It did," I said, giving him the assurance he seemed to need. A spontaneous, happy laugh burst forth from me.
God, I wish I was with you right now,
he declared.
But I promised my mom I'd spend the whole day with her before she leaves. I'm just about to go play tennis with her, but I had to call you first before she monopolized my whole day.
"She's leaving already?" I asked in dismay. "She just got here a few days ago."
That's why she set aside the whole day for me,
he explained in a mocking tone. "I'm sorry," I told him.
Hey, don't worry about it,
he said.
I'm just bummed that I can't spend the day with you. But my mom thinks that concentrated doses of time with her will make up for her absence the rest of the time, and I'll be the bad guy if I cancel on her.
"No, of course you should spend today with her," I assured him. "We'll have lots of time together after she leaves."
Yes, we will,
he agreed.
I'll still be thinking about you all day and wishing I was with you. I actually can't wait for school tomorrow so I can see you. I'll be picking you up in the morning, just so you know. All that giving you space crap is going out the window.
"I don't need space now. That was just because I was in denial about wanting to be with you," I admitted.
I'm glad you're not anymore,
he said.
And that I can kiss you,
he added.
I can, right? That's not a rule anymore?
"No," I said. "No more rules." There was a pause.
Don't tell me that, Ella,
he warned.
I need rules. Lots of rules. To keep me from doing everything I want to do to you.
My stomach dipped at the thought of him doing some of those things. But there was also a pang of guilt, even as my body inflamed as I replaced the fleeting image of Josh with Mason in my mind and pictured him touching me instead. I wouldn't have stopped him, I realized. If it had been Mason, I wouldn't have stopped him. "Maybe I want you to do everything," I dared to say. He sucked in a breath.
Ella,
he said in a tight voice.
You're going to fucking kill me.
A thrill of pure feminine power went through me at knowing that just the thought of having me was affecting him so strongly. I didn't often delight in my effect on men, but it was pretty damn great at the moment.
Okay, now that you've made me unfit to go out in public, I have to go meet my mother.
I giggled in response. "I'm sorry."
You would be if I was there,
he said with a laugh. "What would you do?" I goaded him.
You'll find out one day,
he promised.
But not today. I seriously have to go now, Ella. I'll call you tonight.
Okay. I hope you have a good day with your mom, I told him sincerely.
Thanks. I hope you have a good day too. I'll talk to you later.
I lay there with a smile on my face after getting off the phone. When I finally glanced at the clock after coming out of my blissful trance, I saw that it was only 6:30 in the morning. There was no way that I could go back to sleep, though, after talking with Mason. I was too happy and excited. Getting out of bed, I got dressed and went downstairs. My thoughts were on Mason playing tennis, so I decided to do some exercise, too. Leaving the house, I started walking down the sidewalk before picking up the pace to turn it into a jog. My feet found a steady rhythm that focused the energy surging through me. I wanted to go see Mason, but couldn't, and that had made me restless. I didn't normally run, but I went around the block twice before tiring. Taking a shower to wash off the sweat, I put on fresh clothes and went downstairs again. I was surprised to see my dad in the kitchen. "What are you doing up so early?" I asked.
I could ask you the same question,
He replied.
Aren't teenagers supposed to sleep until noon on the weekends?
I decided to buck the trend, I quipped.
You always do,
He said.
We're so proud of you, Ella. We couldn't have asked for a better daughter.
His praise always made me emotional because it meant so much to me. I couldn't have asked for a better dad, I told him. He held my gaze for a moment before looking away and clearing his throat. He wasn't demonstrative with his affection, but he showed that he cared about me by taking an interest in me and looking out for me.
Your mother showed me the pictures Mason took. Very nice,
He commented.
I'm very impressed that he chose wedding photography. That's sensible and pragmatic.
Mom had obviously known better than to show him the provocative pictures taken beside Mason's pool. I was relieved, especially since I now wanted him to approve of Mason. Yes, there are always people needing wedding photographers. How was the wedding, by the way?
Good, but I just can't believe that Katie is old enough to get married. But then I think of you going to college soon, and that's even more mind-blowing. Where's the time gone?
I shrugged, but time hadn't gone that fast for me. It had been a relief to make it to my last year of high school, but now I no longer wanted to rush through it. I couldn't think past it to college, when it had been the opposite until recently. I had only been looking forward to college and starting anew somewhere else. Having Alice back in my life had changed that, and so had my evolving relationship with Mason. This year was suddenly special. "I'm going to make breakfast," I declared, and pulled a package of bacon out of the fridge.
Of course I knew you were growing up,
Dad said.
but at the same time, it's kind of hit me all at once. Those pictures. You've never brought a boy home before, but I can see that you're a couple.
I froze at first, before realizing that he was talking about Mason and I posing together in the park. "Yeah, we are," I confirmed, hoping that my dad was okay with that.
Then why did you tell us that you were only friends?
He asked.
You know that you don't have to hide things from us.
"I know," I replied. "We were just friends at the time, but now—" I trailed off since I had already confirmed that we were a couple, and I didn't feel that comfortable discussing my love life with my dad. Fortunately, I was facing away from him as I cooked the bacon when he asked a question that unraveled my composure.
How is Addison handling you two dating?
I stiffened as her name brought back her betrayal and the awful knowledge that Mason had slept with her. It took me a moment to remember that my dad knew none of this.
Uh-oh,
He said.
Is she interested in him too?
I turned to stare at him in shock. He smiled wryly.
It wasn't that hard to guess. You're not the first girls to fight over a guy.
She fought over him. I didn't.
Because he was interested in you.
He remarked.
I could see it, but I was hoping that you didn't return his feelings.
That distracted me from thoughts of Mason's interest in Madison. "You think he had feelings for me?" I asked.
It was palpable,
He replied, looking none too happy about it.
I've seen guys and girls be friends before, and he had none of that in his demeanor. I was about ready to warn you away from him, but the way he looked at you when he said you're beautiful.
I waited desperately for him to continue as he trailed off, and his gaze went distant while remembering.
I could tell he had it bad.
He finished. My heart started thumping in excitement and exhilaration. This observation coming from my dad held weight. He wasn't given to flights of fancy or exaggeration. He thought that Mason had it bad for me in a way that was more than lust. I didn't dare yet try to put a name to what that might be, but the possibility of it surged through me. My life was damn near perfect, which was why I had not even an inkling that anything bad was going to happen.